and I will miss her deeply, but she has certainly earned everything for what she's done in Missouri and across the country. The fabulous, the one of a kind, the one in a million, Elaine West from Missouri. Elaine, could you please come up? Elaine West!
This year's LBJ award winner, what a dynamo. Do you see how tall she is? She still gets it done. She's the person who got me involved in this crazy, wonderful world of community action. When the ED position came open in Northeast Missouri, I decided that I would call Elaine and see if she thought that might be a fit for me. And I had met her serving on the State Family Planning Association board. So 15 years ago, I called Elaine and I said, Elaine, tell me about community action. Since that time, she's been telling me about community action, mentoring me, guiding me, corralling me, and it's been wonderful, Elaine. I appreciate it. But in addition to that, there are 19 other EDs in the state of Missouri, and she's been doing that same thing for each and every one of them. Elaine is constantly thinking of others, from her own family to all low-income individuals in the state of Missouri and anywhere else that they might be found. And I'd really like to thank her family for the support that they have given her in allowing us to help her. They let us have her at 10:30 at night, 5:30 in the morning, Saturdays at the racetrack, anytime she's available to us. And that support is so appreciated by each and every one of us. Her mind is constantly moving to what's next. And anybody who's the president of our state association or the president of the Directors Association, and we have a meeting in Jefferson City, you're not getting away with one meeting. It's like, well, now I need to see you right after this meeting. And so you go to that one, and she says, now a little later tonight we need to do this. And first thing in the morning, but right before we start the other meeting, we need to do this. And my husband always wonders why I come home exhausted from these meetings. It's just never enough for her. She's always on to the next project with her mind constantly moving forward. I remember where Elaine started because I was with Family Planning and they had an office in the same place. And it was a seedy little office. Upstairs, above a restaurant. You went up those dark stairs, you know, like you see in the movies where you don't quite know whether you're going to be shot at the top of them or not. And it was Elaine, and she had a part-time staff person. And when you went to that office, it was like you always knew what the special of the day was downstairs in the restaurant. And you didn't want to go down for that special. But since that time, Elaine has brought our state association to where we now have a large building with meeting facilities, so we don't have to rent a hotel or someplace every time we need to get together for meetings. And that 1.5 staff people have turned into 10 of the most top-notch staff you'll ever run into. Now, Elaine tells us that she's retiring in October, but I seriously doubt that. She's saying that, but I want all of you to take my words of advice. If you're around Elaine, if you're out having a drink with her tonight, if Elaine says to you, have you considered, have you thought of, it might be smart if you run. There's going to be so much work ahead of you if you don't. But she'll be right there in the trenches with you doing it. It's just her nature, and that's the reason why the Missouri Community Action Directors Association. And do you know how hard it is to get 19 type A personalities to all agree on one thing? We did. We wanted Elaine nominated for this award. So that's how much we think of her. And we're so proud that she's being recognized for what she's done, being a champion of community action and of low-income people everywhere. Now, I'm going to let you hear a few words from someone else who I'm sure has been told from time, have you ever considered, what if you were too? Right, Jeannie? Let's have it from you.
Thank you. So it certainly is a well-deserved honor for Elaine to get the LBJ award, but I wanted to note for you that her leadership style is not much like LBJ. It's really more like Sergeant Schreiber. Elaine has never twisted anybody's arm in their life that they realize or that they notice. Strong arm tactics are not what Elaine is about. If you've studied Sarge very much, you know that he was really a relationship builder, right? He built a lot of relationships. He worked harder than anybody else. You probably heard the story about him sleeping on the floor of a plane on the way to some country to recruit people for the Peace Corps. He worked hard. And he believed anything was possible, right? He did amazing things in a very short time. And that's really a lot like Elaine. She has built an incredible number of partnerships and relationships, and that's really how she's gotten her work done. And she has a very, very long list of accomplishments, and I wish I could share those with you tonight, but you don't want to be here that long. But if I were to share those accomplishments with you, you'd know that Elaine had some fun along the way. Elaine likes to have fun, and I think one of the reasons that she's been so successful is everybody around her has fun. And those of you that maybe are new to this work and things seem pretty serious, and as you can tell from our award winners tonight, this work is serious business. We do help people and we do change people's lives, but that doesn't mean we can't have some fun. And I think Elaine had a secret, and it's to have fun and be committed. I wanted to mention something, and Penny started to talk about this a little bit. If you know Elaine, or if you even sit down with her for very long, you're going to hear about her husband, Jerry West. You don't have to know Elaine very long to hear about Jerry West. And I think it's really important, it's appropriate that Penny recognize Elaine's family, because as you know in this work, sometimes our family gets the short end of the stick, right? And Jerry's about as wonderful, just almost as wonderful as Elaine. Not quite, but pretty close. And I've always said that Jerry knows more about community action than a lot of people who work in community action, because Elaine never stops talking about it. She loves to talk about it. So Jerry's had to listen for a lot of years, and he's been very key in supporting her and helping her with her success. So I actually asked, emailed Avril and said, you know, you're going to have to give me a few minutes because I've got to talk about Elaine, because as the state CSBG administrator in Missouri, I worked with Elaine for many years while she was at the state association. And we did some incredible and amazing things together. We had fun, and we achieved a lot. But this is an example of how Elaine conducts herself. So I'm the new CSBG director. I haven't even started work yet, and she's already signing me up for meetings in Prescott, Arizona before I even get there. And I get there, and I'm like, I'm going where, and I'm doing what? And she explains it to me. And that just kind of is how our relationship went. I followed her, I took her advice, and I never, ever, ever regretted it. And a lot of who I am as a professional is because of Elaine. A few other people who've also won this award, Charles Braithwaite and Charles McCann, are also peppered in here, and I just feel very lucky to have worked with her. She's taught me so much, and I'm so appreciative. Everyone that knows her thinks the world of her. There's a lot of Missourians out there that'll never have an idea of how she's made their life better. She's done a great service for Missouri. And Elaine, on behalf of all those people who will never meet you and you will never know, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, as they mentioned, I'm retiring at the end of October, so I won't be here for another conference, and I won't be here next year when you celebrate the 50th anniversary. So please just bear with me for just a few minutes. I won't take very long. I am deeply honored, and I was totally surprised, as Avril will tell you, when she called me and I said, would you say that again? I am so honored. And I'm honored because it is the LBJ Award. I'm honored because our directors nominated me. But more than anything, I'm honored because people, this group, this room is filled with leaders. And so I'm deeply honored that I'm being recognized tonight. And I so much appreciate it. I want you to know some things that Penny and Jeannie didn't say. And then I'm also going to tell my side of the story about Jeannie. I started in 1972 working with families all over northeast Missouri in 7 counties. And that is what has set my guiding principles and continues to set my principles no matter what I'm doing. It's those individuals, those families that I learned so much from. I learned about their hopes, I learned about their dignities, I learned about how much they love their children, and it has inspired me and continues to inspire me, and it will as long as I live. It's the most valuable education I could ever receive. And I want to just take time to recognize some other people that are very valuable. And I know this, I just got to share this with you, that, you know, sometimes when you're in positions, you think nobody really notices what I'm doing or really appreciates it. And I'll swear, since I've decided to retire, everybody has been saying all these nice things. I've told Jerry I've thought about taking it back. But I won't. But there are people that make people like me look good. There are people that make people like me look like a leader. And I just want to recognize those individuals in this room that have made me look like a leader. And I want you to stand, and I want you to continue standing, and then I want all of you to recognize them. I want the MACA board members, every one of you, to stand. Okay? Penny, step up here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I want you to stand. Are all the board members standing? How about... Okay. I see you down there, Darren. I want the MACA members that are in this room to stand. Continue standing now, okay? MACA members, stand up. We have over 1,300 individual members in this room. MACA staff, please stand up.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And our friend and great leader in Washington, Jeannie, step up here, please. And then, of course, most important, my family.
Yeah.
These are the people that have made me look like a leader. These are the people that make me look like I know what I'm doing. So thank you. And just one more thing, I can't leave this podium without saying what a great leader we have with Don Mathis. He makes it so easy to look like you know what you're doing, because he tells you what you need to know. Thank you, Don.
Did you catch how many times, just one more thing, just one more thing? You're still doing it. Don, I know you're shy, but did you have anything you wanted to say?
My life has been blessed that you've been in it, Elaine, and I wish you the best and your family. You have done so much for so many, I'm not going to say the stories, but you know what you've done for my family. Elaine West! Elaine West! As they say at the aluminum foil factory, that's a wrap. That's the last one you'll ever have to put up. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for